And we're back. We are back again for the Ricky2ra podcast. Hope you guys did not miss me. I'm here. We're back. Episode 23. And yeah, Wednesday morning. We're in September all of a sudden. I swear it was like March yesterday. But anyway, we do not know where the year has gone. But we're here, guys, so I hope you guys have been well. I hope you guys have been staying safe. I know these times are still weird. I know I've been saying it on the podcast since April. Times are still weird. Like, you can't meet up with 6 people, like in a house or in a gathering, but you can go to a pub and then like 100 people, kids go to school. Anyway, look, I'm not even going to get into that. That's not what this podcast is about. But anyway, still weird times anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I hope you guys are all good. I'm back with some sort of normal format to the podcast. So before we start, I just want to say that Anchor, all you guys, podcast listeners, the Apple, the Spotify, wherever you're listening, I'm here, I'm back, and I appreciate you guys for just clicking on my podcast and listening to any episode. If you guys ever want to go back onto any other episodes, I definitely recommend you listen to the episode 2 and 3, because they are vital episodes, so I definitely check them out. And YouTube, I really appreciate you guys, just clicking on my video, whatever content I put out on YouTube, but especially the podcast, because the podcast is something that I feel that I speak the truth on, and I can just get things off my mind as well. So yeah, I really do appreciate you, YouTube, for clicking on my video as well. So before I get into the topics, I just want to say that I've got 2 podcast episodes coming out today, right? I know it sounds like, whoa, but yeah, I've literally, just before I recorded this, I recorded an episode last Wednesday, but I wanted to release it today. So I even said in the episode as well what day I was going to release it. It was a very sensitive topic at that moment of time. So you will be seeing a Ricky with a different tone of voice, or hearing a Ricky with a different tone of voice. It was a sensitive topic, and yeah, it was from the heart, and it was on top of my head as well. So if you would like to check that out, that is released. That is why you did not have a episode last week. But yeah, definitely check that out if you're into my podcast and have been listening to it on a weekly basis. So yeah, that's something that was on my mind. It's a short episode. It's the shortest episode I've ever done, but I explain why in that episode. But yeah, so episode 22, that is out now. And episode 23 is about to be out when this is finished. And yeah, we're going back to the same schedule, which I'll dabble into later on in this episode. But yeah, it's a bit dull today actually in the UK. I know most of my listeners are UK listeners, but America, I see you watching and listening to my stuff. So yeah, it's not much happening here in the UK today. It's been a couple of sunny days earlier this week, but today it has to be on delivery day for the shop, because I've got a delivery going on today. So I just hope it doesn't rain, that's all. It was nice last week actually when we had a delivery, but today I just hope it just stays okay, just so I don't get soaked. But let's get in to the topic. So what are we going to talk about today? So I never actually gave my reaction to this, so we're going to start off with that. So the first topic is David Blaine, his latest stunt, the Ascension. I hope I said that right. My reaction to that. And then the second topic, I'm going to talk a bit about football. I know it sounds a bit weird, like if there's any like ladies, girls or guys or men listening that aren't in football, you know, sorry, I'm a big football fan, so I'm just going to dabble into that a little bit. The the third topic is YouTube. It's actually my channel, so I'm just going to give a quick update of what's going on, because I'm slowly getting back into routine because I haven't posted on there for a week. And the last, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Do you know them ones where you think you're going to sneeze and then you don't? Oh, you're lucky there, whoever's listening on headphones, you know, I would have really sneezed then. So the fourth topic that I'm going to talk about is the Session 2021. So that is a convention, but I'll get more into that later when we reach that topic. So let's jump straight into the first topic, which is David Blaine's Ascension. I hope I said that right as well. So let's get into it. So this was a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was on the 6th of September. Or no, sorry, I've totally got that wrong. I'm just looking at my calendar on my computer. It was 2 weeks ago from today, actually, because I remember I said it on a podcast episode a couple of weeks ago that it was on. I was speaking about it on the day that it was live streaming. So yeah, just a quick recap of that. It was a live stream on David Blaine's YouTube channel. He partnered up with YouTube to bring this stunt where he was on a balloon. He was holding 52 balloons, and he was going really high in the sky, actually. I thought he was going to go from one point to another, but it turned out that he was actually going even more extreme, and he was about 30,000 feet up in the sky, man. Like, when you saw his point of view, like from his camera that was on the balloons and on like his head or his chest, wherever it was, you could literally like not see where he came from. Like he departed from like an airport runway, and he was in the sky, and you could not see that airport runway anymore. You could just literally just see like, I don't even know how to explain it. You could, do you know like how you just see like Earth from a distance? It kind of felt like that, but just like a up kind of close version from David's point of view. But I was literally, my hands, I watched it on my TV, right? So I hooked up YouTube onto the TV, and it was a live stream, so I was just going with the flow. And I actually caught it an hour before he set off. I missed some of the build up to it, which I probably need to watch again. For those that are interested in it, I'm sure it's on his YouTube channel, on his live streamed one. I'm sure it's got the whole thing there. I haven't actually checked if it still is on, but I'll check it after this episode, but I'm sure it will be there, so if you want to watch it. But yeah, I remember when I was watching it, I was watching like everybody like set him up and give him specific instructions, and David was like, am I going to land here and there? And it was so nerve-wracking just watching it, because it's like, this guy's like, the crazy stunts that David's done, this is crazy, man. Like, I know like people say that from his previous ones, but this one was like, he's by himself. Like, literally you're in the sky, like there's no like nobody to save you in the sky. There's no one, like, it's all him. And just to top it off, when he was in the sky, he had to skydive and open a parachute by himself. Well, first of all, he had to put his parachute on. So imagine just holding balloons. Like, obviously he had like some sort of like safety support like harness on him, so he could actually make his hands free whilst tied up to the balloon. So that was there anyway. But imagine he had to put the parachute on himself, so he had to get like some rope or something, because the parachute was in the middle of the balloon, so he had to get that, put the parachute on, unclick his harness, so he dropped from 30,000 feet in the air going towards the earth, So he was going at some sort of speed anyway, and imagine pulling, like, he had to do all that himself. That was probably more nerve-wracking than the actual holding balloons, because once he was off, he was off. And when he was in the sky, he was up there for an hour, man. And he had to do his oxygen as well. He was breathing in and out. He had an earpiece in, so voices were being fed to him what to do as well, because obviously it's scary, man. And from his point of view, it was just crazy. My hands were sweating. I felt nervous as hell watching that. But it was just that moment where he unbuckled his harness and he just went, just going down. That bit got me, man. And then obviously he made it. He landed back. I don't think he landed where he wanted to land, because he was asking the people, that was in his earpiece, but they just said land in the safest place possible. So he landed safely, and he killed it. And yeah, he went back in a helicopter, went back to the airport base where he left at the beginning, and yeah, the rest is history. He did it, and that's his latest stunt. I can just imagine, like, if you were in that area and you were just driving and you look up and you just see David Blaine holding, like, balloons, that would just been a madness, man. And that is why David Blaine is a legend. I don't actually have this on my notes, but it's just come in my mind now. I feel like, a magician's a magician, right? So David Blaine's a magician, but he's also got that stunt, what's the word I'm looking for? He's got some sort of, interest in, like, stunts and stuff as well. So obviously he has magic, but he's got that other aspect of, like, doing all these adrenaline, like, getting all that adrenaline rush from his stunts and things like that make him David Blaine. Like, a magician's a magician. When you think of a magician, you think of probably somebody with a pack of cards, pick a card, any card. That's cool. But what makes you, you? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's unique about you? And I feel like with David Blaine, yes, he does magic effects, and he does it mainly, like, in his TV shows, he does it to celebrities. Back in the day in his street magic ones, he did it to people on the street as well, which he does to this day. But it's that stunt aspect as well that makes David Blaine, whether that's, like, breathing out fire and putting it out with, like, water, kerosene, whatever he did before, and these stunts where he, like, lived in an ice cube, held his breath underwater. That's what makes David Blaine, in my opinion. So he has that aspect of magic, but it's just that stunt, and where he just put it together, it creates something beautiful and scary at the same time. So yeah, that's what makes David Blaine. So yeah, that's the first topic off my mind. I haven't made that many notes on today's topic, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to talk about some things as well, just from the top of my head. And this one came to mind yesterday as well when I was thinking about some ideas to put together. And it was just football, and I want to talk about it because I don't think I've talked about football as well. So this is the Premier League football here that I'm talking about. So top tier football, for those that do not know, in England. So yeah, I bet so many people now, because I don't really talk about this, but a lot of people are probably going to unsubscribe to me now. I am a Man United fan, okay? I'm sorry. I just am. I bet a lot of people hate me now. Oh my god, Ricky, what are you doing? You're from Leeds, aren't you? Why are you supporting Leeds? Look, man, I like the football team Leeds, but I just grew up watching Man United, as bad as that sounds from a lot of people. But come on, man. You support whoever you support, alright? And we're playing on Saturday against Crystal Palace at home at Old Trafford. So that'll be nice to see as well. It's a shame that you can't get fans in the stadium yet. I think it's like in France or something. I've seen in PSG games that some people have been in the crowd. I may have got that wrong, but I remember seeing a highlight on Facebook where some people were in the crowd. But yeah, Man United are playing Crystal Palace next Saturday. And I hope it's like a 2-0 win. I hope. I could get that wrong. You know what? I might get butchered for this as well. Watch if Crystal Palace win. Oh my gosh. But yeah. But the one thing that I wanted to talk about, which was on my notes, is it's good to see Leeds back in the Premier League, you know. I'm sorry that I've got my tissue out, guys. My nose has just started to absolutely... When I hit the record button, you'll probably see in like every past episode, I've always got my tissue out just cleaning my nose, because for some reason when I click the record button, my nose just has a life of its own. Alright, otherwise for the rest of the day I'm good. But I've literally just pulled out the tissue from my pocket at least 5 times during when I've been talking. But anyway, so yeah, it's good to see Leeds back in the Premier League. They had one hell of a match against Liverpool, and if there are any Liverpool fans out there, I'm sure they would agree as well, that Liverpool put on one hell that Leeds put on one hell of a fight. So yeah, that was and it was a good game as well. I remember, was it Harrison on the wing for Leeds? He did some mad skills, you know, to get his goal. I'm sure it was him. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am wrong, maybe. But yeah, I think he went through Trent and someone else, and scored one hell of a goal. Yeah, Liverpool got the win. It was a 4-3 win in the end, but I think it's just a good feeling, do you know, because Leeds was meant to be in the Premier League. They were in the past, and then obviously they had that dip and they dropped, and you know they had all their problems, but they've got through it now and they're back in the Premier League. I just hope that Leeds stay in for a long time in the Premier League, because I feel like they are made for the Premier League, and Bielsa, the Leeds manager, I love that guy, man. He's awesome, man. I just love everything about that guy, man. Do you know when it comes to like managers, and you know like the managers like really mean, like, you know, like they're really like doing something with that team, Bielsa like looks like that guy, man. It's funny how I'm talking more about Leeds United than my own team that I support, but I want to specifically just talk about how great Leeds have been so far. So yeah, I'm excited actually to see what happens. And Leeds and Man United is in December, so that's going to be a cracker in itself. I just want the fans to be back, because football's football, but when you have that atmosphere, especially when a great rivalry's on, like let's just say like Leeds and Man United, when you have that rivalry and you have like the crowd around you, that just makes everything like 100% better, like 100 times better. So yeah, that is basically what I wanted to talk about. So I want to update you guys on a few things, literally about the YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel, I haven't posted in a week, but I'm getting there now. So my episode 22 of the podcast and episode 23, this one, will be uploaded tomorrow, which is a Thursday. So Thursday, what are we on today? 16th. So Thursday the 17th, there will be 2 videos on my YouTube channel. So for those that are listening on the podcast that want to watch this on YouTube, feel free to. There'll be 2 episodes coming out Thursday, or if you prefer watching this on YouTube, my podcast, then it's out now. You're literally watching this. So that'll be 2 videos for you guys. I will have a mini video that I haven't done for a while actually. I normally cut up a few clips from my podcast and put it out on a Sunday. I haven't done that for over a month now actually, so that will be coming this Sunday. So there will be 3 videos on my YouTube channel out this week. So that'll be a few things to watch. Then next week we're getting back to normal on my YouTube channel. So my vlog, which I'm currently recording from this week, which I've only just started today actually before I hit this record button to record this podcast, but my vlog will be out on a Monday, and then next week, and then obviously we're back to normal, so it'll be Thursday for the podcast, and then it will be the mini clip for the Sunday. So I'm looking at least 3 a week again on my YouTube channel. So yeah, and I'm looking at, like I did the £5 munch one and stuff, I'm looking at doing maybe a few more of different content, just like creative stuff as well. I'm trying to work on stuff. I haven't put any ideas together, but I'm going to form some over the next week and see what I come up with as well, because I really want to do a video again, whether that be a YouTube video or something for my Instagram, and maybe some cardistry videos. We'll see what happens with that, but yeah, that's basically my channel update for those that have maybe clicked on my YouTube channel and not seen me upload for a week. That is the schedule. So this episode will be released on Thursday the 17th, so now you guys know, okay, that there's going to be a mini video coming on Sunday. And yeah, the last thing really that I want to talk about is the session 2021. So for all the non-magicians out there, which might be most of you, who I don't know if you guys are magicians or not, but it's not basically a party that we just session, okay? So the session is basically a magic convention. I've never actually been, but usually this magic convention is from Vanishing Ink, a magic company, and it usually happens in January. So it normally happens like on a magician schedule for a convention. In January it's the session, and then February it's Blackpool, for the UK that I'm talking about. So this has been moved to July now, and I got the email actually yesterday or the day before. So obviously because of all this coronavirus and stuff and large gatherings and stuff, it has been postponed from January to July. This has always actually been something that I wanted to go to, like Blackpool as well. I've done that as well, so I'm definitely going to make that a yearly thing for Blackpool. But the session is something that I've really wanted to go to, and it's in London, actually. So yeah, it's just something that, like magic conventions are, it's a good opportunity. This is like for the magicians out there. It's a good opportunity just to network with other magicians and learn off other magicians, buy magic effects that you like, or maybe add into your routine. And yeah, it's kind of just like similar to Blackpool, but I can't really compare it from my experience because I've never been to the session, so I can't pull up a comparison. Maybe the magicians out there that have been to the session can, but from what I've seen online, that quite a lot of well-known magicians have been there in the past. It's kind of like Blackpool as well, where a lot of magicians, well-known magicians, go as well. But it's just something that I want to tick off from the magic bucket list to go as well. So it'll be exciting to see what happens, because my birthday is in that month as well, so maybe perhaps I can make that work. I'll have to see what happens next year, but I really do hope in 2021 as a whole on this world, I just hope we get back to normal, because you guys can agree with me, 2020 has just been a hell of a ride, okay? And we're talking like Halloween next month and like Bonfire Night the month after, literally just Christmas. You know what, I don't even want to talk about Christmas, but yeah, it's literally just been one hell of a ride, man. It literally just went January, February, and then I blinked and now it's September, so yeah. That's basically it for today's podcast. I didn't have any specific story of mine to talk about this episode. I couldn't think of one actually when I was writing my notes down. I don't really force my notes, I just do what's at the top of my head, and the topics that I like talking about, I will talk about. But maybe next episode we'll see. I'll pull a few things together and maybe give a specific story in the 4-topic format. But yeah, one thing I wanted to do before I wrap up was I want to just quickly go on my computer and just give a few shout outs to whoever is listening on the podcast. I see that I've been getting a few plays here and there again. Obviously, because I took the week off, I didn't get any plays last week, but I appreciate everybody listening to the episodes. Let me just check it out quickly. So yeah, I got 4 plays on the one from a couple of weeks ago from the podcast. So shout outs to the 4 people that listened to that. I got 6 the week before on the £5 Munch one, editing one. So yeah, same again. I've been getting quite a few. So 6 really for the past month that people have been listening to. So shout outs to you that have been listening to this as well. The birthday special actually got 13 plays. So I really appreciate whoever listened to my birthday special. Yeah, like, I don't even know what I talked about in that. Did I was that the one that I think I didn't even plan anything for that. I think I was just talking about things just at the top of my head. So yeah, that was the one that I've got the most plays on from that. So I appreciate everybody that's listening to that as well. Let's just see where everybody has been listening from. So United States again, 52% of you have been listening. Ohio, Washington, Virginia, Texas, Oregon, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Thank you for listening. Let's go back to the UK. Just in general, the UK has been listening, so shout outs to the UK. Ireland, I appreciate you as well. And Germany, I appreciate you guys as well. Mainly from the US and the UK, so just thank you in general, guys, for listening to me. I don't forget about these things as well. So, because I know in the past I've had messages and stuff that people are saying keep up the good work for the podcast, so I appreciate all of them, and I've given all of them people a shout out that have been messaging me as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this episode up. This episode has been a runny nose episode, so when you watch on YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm pulling my tissue out every 2 minutes. I don't know what the hell has been going on with my nose ever since I've hit record, but anyway, things happen. So yeah, just shout outs to you all. Thank you for listening. Everybody that's been listening on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening from, appreciate it. YouTube, thank you for clicking on this and listening and watching. Remember to rate this on Apple Podcasts if you're listening to it, and subscribe on YouTube as well. You know, I've told you the schedule, so you might as well subscribe to watch all the future episodes. But anyway, my name is Ricky2ra, and thank you guys for listening. I'll see you all next week.